Dearest children, I haven't written to you for a long time, but I sent you a photograph a few days ago with a poem on it and a letter below. Today I received letters from the two of you, which makes me very happy. I hope to receive letters from the other two tomorrow or the next day. Apart from Sicheng, three of Liang Qichao's other children were also living abroad. Their father wrote to them constantly, and every letter ended with news about their youngest brother, Li. With all his other children living abroad, Liang Qichao formed a special bond with his youngest son. Liang Li would become a rocket scientist and the third member of the Liang family to be elected to the Chinese Academy of Sciences.
他做很多事情，不是因为我和他被逼着，或者是怎么去做，而是从兴趣出发。现在很多家长望子成才，又叫他干这干那个，他就毫无兴趣化，憋着那么干，实际上不是一种很好的教育方法。
Every letter Liang Qichao sent to his children was filled with his paternal love. When his children faced choices about their careers, setbacks in their love lives, or financial difficulties, he would share his wisdom with them in the gentlest possible manner. I have a suggestion to make concerning Sicheng's studies. I think what you're studying is too specialized. I think after you graduate, you should spend a year or two learning some general knowledge and study one or two subjects you enjoy, like music, literature, or art. I'm afraid that your specialized education is making your life too dull. Then you may easily become fed up with your work and life. "18 months after Liang Sicheng and Lin Huiyin arrived in the United States, tragedy struck at home. Today, the newspaper reported some terrible news. I cannot bear to tell you, but I must. You have to try to stay calm. The terrible news was that Huiyin's father, Lin Changmin, had been killed, caught up in the conflict among the northern warlords. You must remain perfectly calm. You must not harm yourself by becoming too upset. At this time of grief, you are her only consolation, and she can depend only on you. I consider Lin Changmin's daughter to be my own daughter as well, and I am bound even closer to her because of your relationship. I will treat her just as I treat my own daughter, Sijuan. Her father had been Huiyin's closest friend. He had died, and she hadn't had the chance to say goodbye. Lin Changmin had once said, "Being the father of a brilliant daughter is a blessing that is not easy to enjoy. You must set aside your claim to parental authority and try to make her your friend." Liang Sicheng persuaded Lin Huiyin not to rush home for her father's funeral. Instead, she stayed on in the United States to complete her studies. Life is filled with suffering. Knowing that it is unavoidable is the only thing that makes it tolerable. You both know how emotional I am, but after some time I learned to use reason to calm my emotions so that they don't turn my life upside down and bring my work to ruin. This is not an easy lesson to learn, but you must make a mighty effort to do so. Chenzi, Liang Sicheng's classmate at the University of Pennsylvania, recalled, Besides architecture, Liang Sicheng was interested only in the history of architecture and classical decoration. When he wasn't in class, he would be in the library, poring over the books and copying the illustrations. Whenever he became nostalgic, he would go to the university library to look at the ancient Chinese bronzes, pottery and porcelain it had on display. The most priceless piece in its Chinese collection was one of the 6 stone horses from Jiaoling Mausoleum of the Tang Emperor Taizong. Sicheng is really fortunate to have the opportunity to see so many beautiful ancient Chinese works of art. I am very envious. But how did the stone horse from Jiaoling Mausoleum end up in the United States? I am amazed. In any other country, the media would create an uproar. I'm a very knowledgeable person, but I had no inkling of this until I got your letter. The shame of it. Whenever Sicheng, Huiyin and I went to the museum, we always had to stop and look at the stone horse for a while. Sicheng would often walk around the exhibit of Han and Tang Dynasty funerary objects. Archaeology was gradually changing from being an interest to an obsession with him.
Liang came to study architecture, but I think he didn't realize his role, really his mission, his mandate as an architect and architectural historian of a country that was changing and trying to become modern in very difficult times, until he saw what architecture was in the West.
In terms of the teaching of architecture, the University of Pennsylvania adopted a systematic approach which covered basic techniques. With his graduation, Liang Sicheng became an accredited architect, but then his interest shifted. The university curriculum had virtually ignored the history of Chinese architecture, so he decided to apply to study the subject at Harvard University's School of Humanities. Lin Huiyin graduated from the University of Pennsylvania in the same year. She decided to go on to Yale University's School of Art to study theatre set design under George Pierce Baker.
So this is the play that Phyllis Lynn did the settings for one of the scenes. Here's the photograph from that setting that she designed.